the Heslop Tech Talking Brothers. Unfortunately, we are down a brother. We are 2/3 of the Heslop Tech Talk team. Jeremy is swamped today, so he'll be back with us next week. But Josh, would you like to introduce yourself or reintroduce yourself to the Tech Talking friends?
Yeah, Jeremy's got that swamp foot, so he's going to need some of that tough actin.
Real swampy feet.
Yes, Josh Heslop, I'm the middle brother, way older than Joel, and but just about the same smartness. I run Josher 14 over at YouTube's and Josher.net, as well as Josher 14 Gaming on the Facebooks. So hit me up if you have any questions about Surface gaming or mobile gaming, and we'll get on it. So
love it. It's great stuff. Well, Josh, it's really a slow week. There's not really anything in talking about in tech right now. So I think we'll just introduce ourselves, say hi, and then leave, right?
Nothing happened. Totally. It's just a real light week this week. So nothing's been announced.
Whoa. CES 2018 came in like a wrecking ball, just like Miley Cyrus. And wow, there's a lot of good stuff. There's been some fun stuff. We'll try to keep it quick and light. I figured, Josher, you can start us off with the best of CES, some things that have happened so far. There's still things being released, but some major hitters have produced and put out some things so far. So, Josh, what do you got for us? A best of from, this is from PC Mag, that kind of put together like phones, tablets, some things here.
Yes, indeed. So here we are. PC Mag has a exhaustive list of a bunch of categories, and we're just going to rapid fire go through them real quick and add some quick notes, and we'll get into some other stuff in depth in a little bit. But so basically, CES is a consumer electronics show. They do one every year, and here is their best laptop, the Acer Swift 7. The world's thinnest notebook at just 0.39 inches thick and 2.48 pounds. So
bonkers.
It's pretty crazy. It's going to arrive this spring at $16.99, packing an HD touch display, i7 processor, and 4G connectivity. Very cool.
Yeah, kind of like a direct competitor to the LG Gram, as I see.
Yeah, that looks like it. So Acer's coming out. That's coming out swiftly.
Coming in swinging, Josh. Coming swinging. I like it.
Best convertible hybrid laptop from Dell XPS 15 2-in-1. The Dell XPS 15 is very attractive laptop with its infinity display, and now they're making it a 2-in-1 that you can actually turn into tablet mode and use a what is that? A stylus? Are they trying to compete with the Surface Book?
Surface category?
I don't know, but either way, 8th gen Intel processors, discrete graphics, and so, but they haven't announced when it's coming out. I'm not sure, but
pricing will be a big deal. I mean, that looks nice and it looks super smooth, but that infinity display too. Oh gosh, I'm feeling that.
Yeah, like they've had that for, you could do 1080 or you could do a 4K display, so it's pretty wild. Best Windows tablet. So this is the hybrid market. The Surface usually comes out swinging. Obviously, the Surface Pro was
in between generations right now.
So the Mix 30 from Lenovo is starting at $799, just like the Surface Pro. But this one is going to be running, the least expensive, going to be running Snapdragon processors. It's pretty wild. It has the 12.3-inch full HD touchscreen. So that's the same size as the Surface Pro, but less resolution. But they said the big draw for it's going to last up to 20 hours on a battery charge. So
because the processor's not as strong, so it'll last longer.
Exactly. So
interesting.
It's going to be pretty wild. It's going to have an LTE modem as well.
Did they say whether or not that's the new like 845 that's unreleased on a phone yet? They probably would have said that if it was.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it will. It goes on sale this spring, so that's
okay.
Who knows. So, yep. Best phone, Honor View 10. I think we were talking about that a little bit last week, that it was not going to come to the US. Well, it's coming to the US.
Woo, woo, woo.
So, but here's the kicker. They're undercutting the OnePlus 5T by at least $30. So it should be $470 for whatever, about half the price of Huawei's own Mate 10 Pro. So now this is going to be like in between a flagship price as well as their nice budget ones. So it's a 6-inch phone with tons of RAM and storage, AI enhanced camera, and flagship level Kirin 970 processor. So that's going to be a whale of a phone right there.
Yeah, it's good size.
Probably like, I mean, it's probably going to still be thin and light though, like Huawei's phones usually are. But
yeah, I'll give an honorable mention to the Mate 10 Pro that you mentioned. That has the 1.6 aperture lens on that guy. It's looking like it's going to be a beast for like manual photos. I'm looking forward to seeing some more coverage on that and maybe getting to play around with one of those. But the Mate 10 Pro, Huawei's not joking around. I mean, between their Honor X that we talked about, 7X that we talked about last week, the View 10, which will be kind of their mid-range monster with the OnePlus 5T, and then the Mate 10 Pro that's coming right at Samsung and Apple for a flagship phone. So
yeah. So Joel, you're going to cover the smartwatches, but that's the misfit path. Best health and fitness device, the Peloton Tread. Peloton has been known for their bikes. So this is only a $4,000 treadmill, but it's got a 32-inch HD touchscreen, and for $39 a month, in addition to the $4,000, you can get 10 daily live classes so people can yell at you and say, keep going, you're doing a great job.
Oh my gosh. So they want you to pay for a service.
Yes.
For them to have classes. Interesting.
Exactly. And that's what the Peloton, biking, it gives you spin classes as well. So for subscription. You're going to need a prescription after you work so hard with that. But best car, the Fisker eMotion. So basically, Henrik Fisker cut his teeth working on sports cars for Aston Martin and BMW. So this looks like kind of a BMW electric car. So it's got butterfly doors and all electric powertrain that'll carry the car up to 400 miles. And of course, it's only going to be $129,000, but it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
So it looks,
Fisker made some hybrid electric cars a while back, and they've been quiet for a bit. So this seems interesting. Cool.
No doubt. Best car accessory. This is the Raven. So it looks like you slap it on top of your dash, and $300, sits on your dashboard, packs a Wi-Fi hotspot, GPS security system, vehicle diagnostic system, and front and cabin facing video cameras in a box no bigger than your rearview mirror. So it'll even give you feedback on your driving skills. You're doing a horrible job. You need to start staying in the lines. That's pretty crazy. This best drone, this Tello, is actually partnered with Intel and DJI, coming out with a $99 quadcopter that looks like very small package. You could just throw in a backpack real easy.
Yeah.
But it only has a 720p video camera, but it can be controlled by your phone or optional Bluetooth gamepad. That's pretty crazy.
I wonder how much that would cost. Or is it saying you could use any Bluetooth gamepad?
I'm not sure. So that's going to remains to be seen. But it can also be programmed with MIT's Scratch language, and anything that teaches you or your kids to code is a plus in our book. That's very cool.
Josh and I were talking about this off stream, but like if their $500 drone that's 1080p, the Spark, that looks really good. Like if you rate it and put it against a DJI Mavic Pro, unless you're like nitpicking, you can't really tell a huge difference. So I feel like this $99 drone, if you're just doing Instagram and like Facebook quick videos, like 60-second fun videos of like landscape, things like that, this is going to be boss. Like a fun little selfie video of you like skateboarding.
And it finally takes, I mean, obviously there's a lot of $99 drones out there, but they don't have the pedigree that DJI does. And, you never know what you're getting as far as that goes. So, but here we are. The next, this is going to be a popular item. best camera phone accessory, the DJI Osmo Mobile Dose 2 at just $129. It works with Android and iOS phones. Handheld gimbal, keeps the video silky smooth, can be mounted on a tripod, has an app that adds time-lapse and other capabilities to your phone's camera, and it's less expensive and has 3 times the battery life. 15 hours.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That is crazy. So if you guys don't know, the DJI Osmo Mobile, their gimbal, their last ones were great, but they're $200 and they're a little bit high on the price. So it was hard for people to justify. So I think this is going to add like a huge big thing for just the common consumer. $130 is much cheaper. Getting it under 150 was a big deal. So they didn't really take out much features and they added a lot to it. So I'm excited for that.
Yes. Best smart home device, JBL Link View Smart Display. So this has Google Assistant built in and YouTube enabled competitor. So I think they got rid of YouTube for the Echo Show on the Amazon. So
it's crazy.
If you want YouTube on your smart display for your alarm clock and the side be like, I want to watch MKBHD when I wake up, then you're going to need to get one of these guys or Lenovo's model. But
yeah, that literally just happened to us, Josh. I was somewhere for a New Year's Eve thing and they had a Fire Stick and we tried to play the YouTube app. I was like, oh, you can't play the YouTube app. It's on Fire, Amazon Fire. And they're like, what? It's like, yeah, they took it off.
That's wild. So I don't know if they're going to backpedal on that or if they're going to hold state. I mean, because people are not going to buy it if
they've been going back and forth for that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, because all you can do is use Amazon Video, Prime Video. That's it. It's pretty crazy. Or whatever partners that Amazon gets money from. But yeah, so it doesn't say how much it's going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be like $200 or less. Maybe. Best television, The Wall by Samsung. This is only a 140-inch TV that doesn't use LCD or OLED. It's micro LEDs, millions of tiny light-emitting diodes.
That's bonkers.
And I know. Hey, what's up, Chad?
Hey, Chad, welcome.
But yeah, it says the pixels are only 0.8 millimeters thick. So wow, it's closer to it says it's promising a viewing experience closer to a TV than a billboard. So that's pretty wild.
That's bonkers, man. That's so crazy.
Best home theater gear, TCL Alto, which looks like, I know, Guy, it's way too large of a TV. But, you know, I've got a 65, and I'm like, you know, it could be a little bit bigger, but not that big. I don't have enough wall space, right? But this is basically, it's their Alto line of speakers. So it's the speaker that's underneath the TV there.
Okay.
But it has like Roku Connect software. So I guess it enables voice control with the Roku Entertainment Assistant, wireless playback of music without using your TV, and basically brings audio-only options into the Roku ecosystem, which I don't know if they're, I mean, I guess they're trying to compete with the Amazon Echoes and Google Homes and stuff like that. But it's going to be, interesting. So best audio gear, Libertone Track Plus. It's Bluetooth headsets with Adapt Q Lightning. So noise cancellation technology, workout friendly design. It's $200, and I guess it's cheaper than the Bose Quiet Control 30s. So networking gear, Lyra Voice. It's a mesh Wi-Fi router, speaker, and digital assistant all in one.
Whoa, they're just like, I heard you like smart tech. We got smart tech, yo.
I know, right? So it pairs with other Lyra routers to provide whole home AC Wi-Fi, and it has rich and powerful sound. So that'll be pretty sweet. Now, this is one of the things that has been very much covered by most of the YouTubers out there. The best gaming PC, the Digital Storm Spark. It's only 12 inches tall, 4 inches wide.
What?
But it's got crazy liquid cooling in there. You can start a build $1,299 with a 1060,
Not
but the
bad.
same tiny body can handle up to a 1080 and an i7 8700K. So it's pretty nutso what they're doing. I know, of course, it's going to be proprietary, you know, like it's going to be really hard to work on, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not just plug and play. You gotta for it.
Exactly.
Cool.
So the best gaming gear, Razer Mamba Hyperflux. This looks like a wild you know, wireless gaming mouse, but it comes with a mouse pad, the Firefly that charges the mouse through magnetic field. So obviously Logitech's been doing that with their, I think it's called Power Plant or something like that. Or Power Mat.
I don't know.
But yeah, this has 9 programmable buttons, mechanical switches, and chroma lighting. The only parts, a bummer is it's $250, but of course, you know,
well, you get the mouse pad and it charges itself, but
it has RGB.
When you can buy a $60 mouse,
right?
You know, you're paying over double,
right? So, but yeah, it's got the chroma lighting. So, best AR VR headsets. This is a Daydream powered one by Lenovo. So it's all no wires, 6 degrees of freedom, promises VR experiences you can run, jump, and walk through without worrying about tripping over wires. And it's far less kludgy to use than dropping your phone into a headset. So basically, you don't need to put your phone in there.
Yeah.
And it's saying it uses a superior processor to the upcoming Oculus Go. So that's pretty wild.
Crazy.
Best robots, don't really care about.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll go. Kind of funny.
But it's $1,800.
$1,800.
I know, right?
That was this.
But best concept prototype, LG rollable OLED TV.
And they and Samsung really want to get foldable displays to work.
So this is rollable. So I guess it's you know, it rolls up like a poster, but it can be unspooled into a very flat panel TV at 65 inches of 4K. It's the largest, most advanced rollable screen yet. No price.
That little box.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. So it's just like, you know, you got the whole
like an old projector screen that you pull down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
When you want to, project on it. Now you just pull your TV up from the ground.
Exactly. And finally, here we have the best new technology, the NVIDIA big format gaming display.
It's getting hard to mix this.
This is going to be 65-inch screen, but it also has HDR, G-Sync, a Tegra X1 processor, and the NVIDIA Shield Android TV interface built in.
Mercy, Josh, mercy.
If you really wanted the best low latency gaming experience on your television, this is it. So I think this guy's sitting a little too close to the to the monitor there. But it's
eyeballs are gonna explode.
It's going to be you know, leased out by NVIDIA is basically giving the power to Acer, Asus, and HP, their Omen series. They're going to come out with displays like this, and I'm sure they're going to be very expensive. Definitely $2,500 to $3,000 to $4,000 probably based on the specs. But yeah, I would love to see some smaller than 65, you know, displays that have all the same options. So it's, you know, I'm sure that's going to be very expensive, but yeah. So, well, Joel, I'll let you go with your first story here. What you want to talk about?
Yeah. So Josh had mentioned that there's a lot of new smart watches and wearables for CES. I'm just going to mention a couple that I found that were pretty cool. There wasn't any big, huge announcements from, you know, Apple or from Samsung or anything, but there was a pretty good smattering of different ones. There was, here's 6 of the best from Tech Radar here. Garmin Forerunner 645 Music. This is pretty sweet. It is that's also more money than you have to spend, definitely. This one is it focused on running and on music, so you can upload a bunch of or download a bunch of music onto it, go for a run. It also has like our iHeartRadio streaming on it, which is cool. So this is focused on, you know, if you are a runner and you are really wanting to get your jams going while you're running, this is a great option. It looks pretty good. I mean, Garmin's been putting out some super solid smartwatches for fitness focus for a bit. So I would say, you know, if you're going to be running, putting in, you know, 60 miles a week, and you want a watch that's going to be able to keep up, Garmin might be your best bet with a lot of the stuff they have out right now. But if you're just looking like a smartwatch that can do occasional runs, there's lots of other options. Casio G-Shock, it's a smartwatch from them that it can run and charge off of solar power. So 4 hours in the sun will charge the thing up, and it can run at least an hour on GPS. So if you get lost and you need to find your way back, this is kind of interesting. But it's $800, so that's pretty hard. But G-Shocks, you know, they're going to last a long time, and with the battery life being with solar power, pretty crazy. So if you are like camping every weekend and you're going on wilderness hikes, maybe that's for you. Definitely not a pickup I'm going to do anytime soon, but pretty interesting. Another Garmin one, not that exciting. This is, I think, Sunto is how it's pronounced, but it's another fitness company that is rocking out it's pretty good looking watch there. I like that.
Their watches are really attractive, really well built. They've got a good pedigree.
I've seen a couple of them. They said this is their like less expensive one. It doesn't come with a GPS tracker, so you're going to need your watch for this one. And then Misfit Path was on the list for the best smart wearable. This is just a smaller hybrid fitness tracker. So this isn't going to give you text or things like that, but it will, buzz when you get stuff, and it will track your steps and things like that. So it's supposed to be slimmer. It's their smallest one. Misfit's kind of known for their wearables that are a little more fashion forward, so to speak.
Very minimalistic.
Yeah. What was that? Minimalistic. They look really good. The idea is, you aren't embarrassed to wear one out a night out, because, you know, like Fitbits and stuff like that, kind of bulky and chunky. They don't look the best. So I think it looks good. And then PowerWatch X, watch that charges from you. You read that right. It uses your body heat into battery life. So that's interesting. And then there was like one from Skagen. It's more of a luxury looking type watch with like the gold braided bands and things like that. So just an Android Wear watch that looks pretty good. So overall, I think there was some good releases here. Nothing that was blowing me away. Nothing that really was like too exciting. But Samsung announced that they're going to have more of their Samsung Home stuff controlled by their watches. Not a big deal, but if you have a lot of Samsung connected devices in your house, then it is a big deal to you. But they didn't announce anything new on the smartwatch front. Moving right along. The other thing that I was super excited about that didn't get on the top list was Project Linda. Josh, did you get to see much about this?
Yes. So basically, Razer, you stick the Razer phone where your touchpad would be, and it acts as your touchpad, as well as the speakers, because the speakers are the boss on that phone.
Front-facing speakers. So it is showing, right here, which is incredible. It's like this. It basically just uses the guts of the Razer phone. It uses the speakers because the speakers are best in class on a smartphone by far. It has the full chroma spectrum on the keyboard, so you're going to get a nice keyboard. The only thing else on there is obviously the battery that will charge your phone as well, and then the webcam. So, you plug it in there, you have your system. I love these ideas, but then I'm also like, well, what's going to happen when the Razer Phone 2 comes out,
Exactly.
That's the problem.
It's short life, and it's like, okay, well, I guess you could keep your old Razer phone and just use it as a laptop, but then, I don't know. It's kind of strange. They did say, they've got like kind of a Windows-esque interface, like with a start menu on the bottom left, so that you can, launch all your apps and games and whatever. I think the screen is 1080.
And it's Quad HD. Look at this.
Oh, wow. So 1440. That's nice.
Yeah, and it's 13.3 touch display. I really love how they optimize some of the software. So like there's a bunch of things that you can do with it. You use the bottom screen as like almost like a ticker screen, so has additional information. It's going to be super it's I don't want to like it sounds silly, but like kind of OP for mobile games. Like, you know, because you have all this extra information on a bigger touchscreen with a mouse that you can use then. And then you can use the touchscreen, the bottom part, as like a special directive that you can use for sensitivity and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. They haven't announced a price on it, and they haven't really done availability. Just like their crazy triple screen display last year, like they like throwing things out there and seeing what the you know what would hit. It does have 200 gigs of internal storage, so you know when you dock it, you can upload your photos and stuff onto there, save some space on your phone. So I mean, it's slick, it's smooth. This is the best implementation I've seen of a laptop dock for a phone. But what's the market for it? You know,
right.
That's what's going to be. I mean, obviously, mobile gaming is blowing up. It's getting big deal, and that's why the Razer phone, everybody really likes it. They're excited about it, among other things. But yeah, it's hard to know. A guy was asking about the Mate 10 Pro. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that before you got here.
The Mate, it was the View 10, the Huawei View 10 is what.
Yeah, but I also mentioned the Mate 10 Pro, but he was saying why it's coming to US without a carrier. That's hard. They're right when this happened, their deal with AT&T fell through, Guy. I don't know if you saw that. Huawei had a deal with AT&T for, I think, either the View 10 or the Mate 10. I don't remember which one of it was, but they had a deal with them going through, and it fell through, which is harsh. Right as they're announcing their two biggest phones, their big deal with AT&T drops through. Oh, no problem. But yeah, it's a nice edge-to-edge display, dedicated AI processor. They actually have a special deal with DJI for their drones. They have a special software on the Huawei phones for their apps on their phones. So
nice.
You do like certain special things with the Mavic Pro on. It's like a smart settings on the View 10, I think. A couple of them actually, but yeah, the Mate 10 Pro. I mean, the Mate 10 before it and the Mate 9 were awesome cameras for pictures. Crazy good looking.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully they get it in Best Buys. They get it into electronic stores that people want to. I mean, hopefully they get it in the Walmarts and Targets of the world, so that basically they get enough traction to and maybe somebody else picks them up. Sprint or Verizon or Metro PCS.
Yeah. So yeah, the smart software is what they're looking at really to push right now is their AI. So we'll see how that works out for them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for that. There's a lot of crazy good stuff. The last thing that I saw before we get into well, actually no, Josh, you talk about the HTC Vive Pro.
Yes,
that was announced. So we talked about the Lenovo VR AR headset from the Google Daydream, but there's something that Josh was super excited about. You want to tell him about, Josh?
Yes. So I have the HTC Vive. Obviously,
I like that color.
It's not that blue from what I've seen on the videos. It's more of like a subdued, darker blue.
Yeah.
But this is the Vive Pro, and so what's improved on it? Obviously, they've included a better top strap. Yep. They've included spatial audio headphones on the side. And they've included an extra camera on the front. As well as on the inside, they've increased the resolution to 2880 by 1600.
Big deal.
Which is 615 PPI, that's 37% PPI increase and 78% pixel increase. They have a optimized face cushion, so less light coming in, better nose pad,
more comfortable probably.
Hopefully, yeah. Then they're talking about the second camera, cutting edge chaperone technology. And
Chaperone, like you need to be chaperone to the school.
I know, right? Yeah, talking about the sweet new spatial audio, 3D spatial audio, high res, and dual microphones allow for active noise cancellation as well as enabling alert mode and conversation mode, so you can hear your surroundings. That's pretty awesome. And then they are going to have updated base stations and updated wands. Right now, they're Steam and Valve have said that they're not releasing the knuckle controllers yet. So, but hopefully, here's a amazing accessory that's going to make everything change.
Crazy.
So
Huge.
the Vive wireless adapter powered by Intel WiGig wireless goes on the top, and it looks ridiculous, but it will be amazing.
It's not that big of. It's not that big.
No, but just it goes on the top of your head strap, so it looks like you have like alien probes coming out of there.
Little fun thing,
yeah, so it's going to be on the 60 gigahertz data transmission bandwidth, so it's going to be super low latency, so hopefully that'll help with the
and this is so much more practical than the idea of like HTC Omen's
backpack. Yeah.
Thing. Like, why spend a whole bunch of extra money on a device that's going to be more used just like a couple times a week, maybe, like when you can have your normal setup and just have that thing. Is such a good move for HTC. I'm so glad that they did that. And if it is truly as low latency as they're saying it is, money.
Yeah, so that's going to cost extra, unfortunately. So you're still going to have the wires unless you do that, buy that. But the adjustable head strap on the back has a dial mode, so you just like click it into or clockwise.
Dial in the comfort.
Yeah, so unfortunately they don't have pricing, but I've heard some leaks of you can just get the headset for your old Vive setup for like $350. And then they're going to come up with the whole bundle with the new base stations and new wands. I think that's going to stay $800 like the original Vive launch price was, but that remains to be seen. So we will have to see how that works out. But
awesome.
Very, very, very exciting. Super, excited to get. I mean, I don't use my Vive as much as I have in the past, but this would definitely get me way back into it again. So,
oh yeah,
very cool.
That's awesome. Well, two quick things to end us out. Unless Josh, you had another article, I just have two quick things.
No. We basically covered everything I wanted to cover.
The two things I want to touch on is there's now a phone. It's the first of its kind that has a fingerprint sensor under the glass.
What?
So with Synaptics, a couple months ago announced that they had this actual technology, but it hadn't been implemented in. And so Vivo is the first one to do it. They're not that well known in the phone market, but they've got a couple. And they said it's pretty seamless. Handsets, it's right at the bottom of the OLED panel. So there it is. That's how it looks. That's what you do when you want to use the fingerprint sensor. And like they've said, it looks like it's pretty. It looks like it's pretty good. Sorry about the ads there from Techno Buffalo.
Gunner.
Gunners. Yeah, they want me to have less eye strain here. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think this will be start seeing a lot more standard, obviously, with these bezel-less phones and these devices that are having less and less on the front of the screen. You either put it on the back or you do some weird, facial recognition or something like that. But they're figuring out ways to do it. So this is kind of a no-brainer. It was rumored that Apple had this technology figured out and that they were going to do it with the iPhone 10, but it wasn't ready, so they did the facial recognition instead. But I wouldn't be surprised if Apple implements it in the 11 or another device coming soon, because that makes a lot of sense. It's a little bit higher security than the facial recognition, although they say it's totally secure and all that and that. But you know, it's hard to beat that fingerprint sensor. Then the other quick last thing was DJI had a third thing, a little less exciting, but it's called the Ronin S. It's a single-handed stabilizer for mirrorless and smaller full-frame cameras. So typical DSLRs or mirrorless cameras, this directly goes in competition with the Zhiyuns and the Feiyus that have been doing these hand cranes stabilizations for a while, in the like $400 to $500 range. So this comes out from DJI. They've had the Ronin series for years that have been kind of like this big old two-handed bulky setup, which work incredible and can use a big, huge range of devices. But this is obviously a smaller setup. This isn't something that you're going to be using for a 4 or 5 hour shoot, probably, because unless you're hold it jacked and you have crazy strong biceps. But for quicker shoots, for some good B-roll, I think this is perfect. You know, get out, get the shots you need, and move on. So I love that. I love that DJI is moving into that space, and hopefully it'll be well priced. I haven't seen prices for it yet, but as soon as, you know,
probably 250 to 3, I'm thinking.
Maybe more. I mean, the other ones in that range are 400 to 600. So
oh wow, yeah, well, I guess they're better. Yeah, the big ones are thousands of dollars. So
yeah, I mean the main Ronins are like 1,500 and up. So
no doubt.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was $500. That'd be competitive.
Yeah.
So you know, you can get ones for 400 from the Zhiyuns and the Feiyu type companies, but you're getting the Ronin DJI brand obviously with it. But yeah, CES 2018 still going, still new stuff coming at us. But it's been fun so far. I love seeing the tweets and all the trending things, and excited about that. Hopefully, maybe I can get out there next year or the year after. I'd love to check it out. I mean, it's just such a cool experience, and we as tech nerds, it's fun to talk about all the new stuff that comes out. Yes. Josh, or anything else you'd like to tell the tech people?
No, just basically got into some mining, Bitcoin mining, and using NiceHash and everything like that. Hopefully I'm going to be coming out with a small video on, you know, hey, how you can make some cash by getting some cryptocurrency going. That would be fun.
I like it.
So it's kind of stupid easy now with NiceHash. Their program makes it super easy. You just have to have graphics cards that are still very, very expensive right now. So hopefully NVIDIA will come out with some new tech that will, because they've stopped producing.
Got the prices down.
I've heard that they've stopped producing 1080s and 1070s. So they're probably only making 1070 Ti's and 1080 Ti's right now, which are their most expensive cards. And the new Star Wars Titan XP. So
I want it.
I know. Oh yeah, it's only $1 zillion. Yeah. But no, other than that, just working a lot and hanging out with my kids. So hopefully I'll be coming out with some new videos here sooner than later. And but do love meeting with you every week and talking tech. So yeah, tell your friends, tell your relatives. We're going to be trying to hit every Thursdays
3:30
at 3:30. So yeah, hopefully just pencil us in and we'll keep talking the tech for y'all. But definitely can
if you guys have a better time that you think would work, if a lunch break seems to be better, we could talk about that. It's hard getting our 3 schedules to work every week, so that's kind of why we bounce around sometimes. It's hard for consistency for you guys, I know, but for us, we just want to at least get it out there for you guys and get to talk. So if you have any topic ideas you want us to talk about on the show, let us know. If there's somebody that you would like to see on the show, we can try to reach out to them and see if they join us. That'd be fun. Other than that, if you guys have any other ideas for videos for my personal channel, I have a lot on my list right now of things that I want to work on, and I love to get some ideas. I'm trying to do at least one tech talk a week. one gaming stream a week, and then another related tech or otherwise video a week. So trying to get out some consistent content for you all. It's been fun. I'm happy to be back in the new year, putting out some content. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope that you've had an incredible start to your year and that it continues to be wonderful in 2018. Josh, thank you so much for talking the tech. We'll see you back next week with Josh and Jeremy, the Brothers Tech Talk Live. Thank you. And as always, keep it classy.